Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I did want to go into the S&P 500 a little bit because I know a lot of people have been talking about, generally just kind of what I think is going to happen, what's going to keep happening with the S&P 500. Am I still bullish? And the answer is yes. I am 100% bullish. Sorry. I am 100% bearish on the SPY. As long as the monthly stays bear, I am 100% bear. There's really nowhere else to put this. There's no other way to put this. I don't know how to, really come out and say it, but yeah, it's just, I'm 100% bearish on the S&P 500, right? The good thing is that it actually came back up to fill the, so it actually came back up to fill that gap at like 438, 435, which is great. And it actually, I think it actually partially filled this gap, right? So it didn't fill it all the way because you still have a small gap like right here between like 442 and like 441. So I'll still leave that gap open, but it did go up there and partially fill it. I think the SPY has a long way to go down. I think that, I bought puts as soon as that gap got filled. When it hit 440, actually when it hit 439 and 50 cents, I immediately bought puts for the S&P 500 immediately. I didn't expect it to the candle that actually break to the upside and fill that gap, but it did, and now it's back down to 434. I think, like I said, in my previous video, so back when I did this last analysis on October 8th, which is only a couple of days ago, I basically said we're going back down to 425, which we did basically last time. Last time we hit 426.23, which was really only about like 60, 70, 80 cents away from my target of 425.67 around the support. I think we're headed back down. You know what? Like I think we're gonna do that, right? You might trade sideways for a little bit. You might jump up and down between resistance, but I think for the most part, I am pretty bearish on the S&P 500 just going down. As long as the monthly is bearish, I am bearish also. And look at all this room you have on the stoch, right? You don't even have actual like support on the stochastic till you hit 1695, like 17, right? Levels of 17 on the stochastic. So, I don't think that the S&P 500 is done going down, right? And you're about to close another bear day, possibly today or possibly this week, right? Last time this happened, you went down from from previous resistance of 439.50-ish to what? Let me see. Lows of, you lost $13 in around 5 days. And I can fully expect that move again as soon as you close another bear day. I would not be surprised that if this S&P 500 loses another 13 bucks. Keep in mind, my price target is pretty hefty, right? So my first initial price target was 426 right here. Oh, actually not that one, sorry. My first price target is around $400. I do think that the S&P 500 can definitely hit $400. It has a pretty nice gap to fill there. And if it closes that gap, major support is 387-ish. So, I would be perfectly fine, thinking that, the S&P 500 is going to drop another couple percentages. So my super bear case is 386. And my extreme bear case, which would be like, recession-like, which, we do have a possibility of doing that. Not saying it will. I'm thinking, 362, right? And these are based off of only, 15 and 20% corrections. So more than likely, the SPY puts that I bought, I'm going to be holding them for a while. On average, though, the S&P 500 does like dropping for around 2 months and then starting its recovery. So as of right now, we are still in early October. So depending on how we close this month, I will be holding or selling my puts more than likely at the end of the month. But as of right now, I'm still pretty bearish on the S&P 500. The only thing that can change this is the weekly, right? It is creating, you know, like kind of like a soft spot on the bear cycle. So as soon as this closes a bull market, you know, you can definitely see the S&P 500 rally again, right? Or at least bounce back to like 440 or so. But as of right now, you know, the shorter time frames offer nothing but bear momentum. And I think because, you know, and I think because of price right now, all we really did was go up. You know, you didn't actually break resistance, or you actually didn't like complete like a broken resistance where you start creating candles above previous support or previous resistance. You just crossed it over, immediately came back down, and then I went all the way back down. You know, that just tells me that price, all the S&P 500 wanted to do was come up, close that gap, because for whatever reason, and then immediately started to drop. So I am expecting, you know, another couple of red days from the S&P 500, and I do think that we're more than likely, you know, going to be headed back to 425. And the day is just, you know, the daily hasn't even broken a bear cycle again, and I think it's going to create it sometime this week, and I think that's what's going to push us down to seeing 425 again. And you know, just the fact that we actually broke trend since, you know, last year March, where it started, you know, you came down, we retested, came back down, retested resistance again, and I think you're going to come back down. And as of right now, my first price target is 425, but I think there's a very big likelihood that we go down to 414 and possibly retest that 200 MA that's kind of dangling right around previous weekly support. So, you know, I would not be surprised if the SPY hits 414, but as of right now, my initial price target for the SPY, possibly in the next 2 weeks, is like 425 or so. So yeah, still 100% bearish on the SPY. Nothing really is changing in my mind right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we just go, like, even if we go down to 400 to fill this gap right here, that would not surprise me. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.